Ladies and gentlemen, they call me Fiat Daily because I get money weekly. And I have a confession to make. You see, I used to ridicule Bitcoin and talk down to filthy degenerates who would dare hold anything other than real dollars. But I've done some research, and I now understand that I have made a mistake. I finally understand the top 3 most important things about Bitcoin. No one can stop you transacting with it. It is censorship resistant. And it is immutable. Now, what the hell does that even mean? Please, allow me to demonstrate. You see, here's a Bitcoin. And I can throw a Bitcoin much further than I can a dollar bill. The wind, nothing can stop me. It is difficult to deface, unlike a dollar bill. And it doesn't make any noise. So it is already muted.
What do you think you're doing?
Hey! I was about to land a brilliant April Fool's joke.
That was 2 weeks ago.
No. It's still April. Idiot. Ladies and gentlemen, the real top 3 reasons to be bullish on Bitcoin and crypto. Starting off with number 3, the technicals. Higher lows keep forming on the daily. RSI is at healthy levels. The 50-day EMA has been strong support for over a year. But just simply ask yourself, when was the last time a bull market was over after an extended period of price consolidation? The answer? Never. Okay, moving on to number 2, aka the Liquidity Crunch. What a beautifully bullish image is being painted. Bitcoin held on exchanges continues to decline. Even the amount of Bitcoin moving continues to reduce. While long-term holders continue to accumulate, whales, the people that matter, are not mass selling. Bitcoin supply gets lower every day. Totally unprecedented in a bull market. Combine these circumstances with an increase of adoption. Tesla accepting Bitcoin that they won't sell. Goldman Sachs offering Bitcoin products. India doubling back on its Bitcoin ban. Whole countries like Pakistan developing Bitcoin mining programs. Bitcoin on PayPal. But most insane of all, Paris Hilton is bullish. Alright, I'm just playing with that last one. But now, for the number 1 reason, in my opinion. Maybe some of you won't like it. Some of you may even argue this is in fact not even bullish because it debunks the idea of Bitcoin being a safe haven asset. If true, it would mean Bitcoin is far from immune to market downturns. But I believe Bitcoin is correlated to the most bullish chart in all of human history, the world's largest and never-ending pyramid scheme, the global economy. Well, maybe some of you saw that last one coming. I've spoken a lot about it in my videos. I think that out of all the potential important narratives to pay attention to, the macroeconomy is still the most significant. The most obvious proof of this, that it was probably no coincidence that this was said just before Bitcoin's rally from 5K to 60.
Can you characterize everything that the Fed has done this past week as essentially flooding the system with money?
Yes, exactly.
And there's no end to your ability to do that?
There is no end to our ability to do that.
So those are the long-term reasons, but there are pretty interesting short-term ones coming as well. April is a busy time because there are quarterly earnings reports. Strong results should result in more confidence for investors, which would be nice for crypto. But what we're really interested in is any big business reporting they hold Bitcoin that we didn't otherwise know previously about. Which companies is anyone's guess. I'd hate to speculate that there's definitely going to be some big ones, and then come reporting day, silence. Dead. That'd be a bit embarrassing. Just something to be aware of. Fingers crossed there's a nice announcement or two. In addition, we have Coinbase going public this week, April 14th. There's two trains of thoughts about why this is a big deal. On the one hand, a massive crypto company will actually be a negative thing, as it will act as a liquidity sponge for money that would otherwise have gone into crypto. The other train of thought is that investors will now be forced to get more comfortable with crypto because part of their portfolio is going to be dependent on the continued success of the space, whether they like it or not. Personally, I don't really care. It's going to be a little bit of both, in all honesty, but what has definitely been happening as a result of this upcoming listing is a run on exchange tokens. You have tokens like BNB, Solana, Uni, Cake, pretty much every other token in general, actually. It is alt season, but especially exchange tokens. But if Coinbase can IPO at $100 billion out of the gate, and these exchange tokens are tied to platforms which do, at times, way more volume than Coinbase does, then it kind of looks undervalued in comparison. Binance does a ton more volume than Coinbase. They buy back their own token with a portion of that volume, and it's valued at $73 billion. We are actually going to have an officially, publicly traded barometer, essentially, of how undervalued some exchange tokens are, which I think is a first for the industry. So those are my top reasons to remain bullish on crypto and Bitcoin in general. I did plan to make this video like 2 weeks ago when crypto was crashing, but it's still very much relevant, even if there are some immediate short-term pullbacks on the horizon. But I know it's been decades since my last video, thanks to all the people who reached out to me with supporting messages. So let me tell you what I was up to.
Fucked and drank all night.
For one, I just got too stressed out. It happens to me once or twice a year. I wish it didn't, but it got to a point where I couldn't write videos anymore because I wasn't enjoying it. And I've always heavily relied on the fact that I enjoy what I do in order to be able to do what I do. I think you guys could tell if my heart wasn't in it.
If you don't love it, you're going to fail. So you got to love it, you got to have passion.
But I got over that pretty quickly. But then, the long and short of it is, I was busy trying to make money. Paradigm shifts in crypto are rare. Sometimes they don't last long, and so you must be early if you're going to take advantage of them. I spent all day, every day researching and investing, which is a problem if you run a YouTube channel. Maybe some of you can relate, but have you ever felt that if you could spend more time at home researching crypto, you would make more money than if you went into work? It's a very difficult thing to motivate yourself when you truly feel like that. But what was I researching specifically? Obviously, what I've just covered was one aspect, but the other is the exploding activity of primarily BSC, Polkadot, and Solana. I know diehard Ethereans won't want to hear it, but at least until those fees drop way down, these other chains are growing very rapidly. So, the results of my weeks of research, my ultimate conclusion, I have determined that the numbers go up, basically. But also new token launches native to these platforms, especially if they are bringing something unique that the ecosystem doesn't have yet, get bought up left, right, and center. Pretty similar to how anything DeFi did when it first became a thing. People want to be early to these new things. For example, the last video I did, I mentioned upcoming token launches Dora and Convergence on Polkadot. Dora did very well, about a 6 or so X from launch. Convergence did a 55X. That's equivalent to buying Bitcoin for $1,000 each. People are going crazy for these new launches, hence the paradigm shift. NFTs too, but that's quite well known about at this point. I've also been yield farming on BSC. Most notable protocol for me has by far been Walt Finance. Not sponsored. I have just been in it since almost the beginning. They've got 100% APR vaults for their own token, which is better than you might think because their token continues to go up in value. And I've currently put my PancakeSwap tokens into a pool here, earning 225% auto compounding interest on it, or 0.4% daily. If you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, I'm sorry. I know it's complicated, but it's worth educating yourself about at the very least. PancakeSwap is the BSC version of Uniswap. Walt also does launch pads, helping you get into some upcoming token launches. While I'm, of course, not certain. I think whatever Walt launches next will do very well. I missed out on their first one, Swirl. My friend, Dan, if anyone remembers him, told me it did a 20x. Only slightly bitter about missing that one. Euler I did get into recently and did very well. They're about to launch their product next week, which I will definitely be using. Euler is a blockchain data oracle for the Binance Smart Chain, which, among other things, can bring actually usable charting tools to that ecosystem, which is so sorely lacking right now. Like, if I want to trade a brand new token on BSC, it's kind of a nightmare to find right now. Everyone serious about BSC will want to use these tools when it's out. BSC in general, still very immature compared to Ethereum, but that's when opportunities can be the biggest. In general, what a ride crypto has been this past year. I hope you're doing well, whatever it is you're invested in, whatever it is you're doing, ranging all the way from, I'd say, wholesome stacking sats all the way to degenerate aping into BSC stuff. I wish the best of luck to you all. Thank you very much for watching this video. As always, a like is appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one in the not too distant future.